Good morning and welcome to Temple Buddhist Center's Sunday meditation service. My name is Dave and I'm honored to be of service this morning. We hope that our service finds you happy and healthy, but please know that if you're struggling in any way, we hope that Temple Buddhist Center can be a source of refuge for you as we open our hearts to you and your loved ones. Let's begin this morning with some conscious breath work, taking a few moments to ground, to experience the body, and to breathe together. Conscious breathing is where you seal the mouth, breathe deeply through the nose, and then pause for a moment before releasing slowly so the exhale is longer than the inhale. Let's begin. Breathing in, pausing just a moment, feeling the fullness of the lungs, and releasing slowly. And as you release, checking in with the body, just being aware of what is present and alive in the body right now. And a second conscious breath, pausing just a moment, ventilating this precious human form, and then releasing slowly. And as you release, see if you can release any worry or concerns from the week. All the energy of doing, going, striving, accomplishing. Just allow yourself a few moments to cultivate the energy of being, not doing. And a third conscious breath together. Holding just a moment. And releasing slowly. And as you release, taking time to invite into your awareness the present moment, fully arriving in the here and now. Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we like to begin our service with a chant. And chanting is an integral part of every tradition, and it's not about being a singer, it's about having a voice. And Victor will explain our chant this morning.
Thank you very much, Dave. Good morning, everyone. Our chant this morning is Om Amidewa Ze, Om Amidewa Ze. And of course, also good morning to everyone joining us at home and from all around the world. Om Amidewa Ze in the Buddhist tradition is a chant that enhances compassion, compassion for all beings in all places. And the compassion, as the Buddha said, if the compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. And so, Om Amidewa Ze. So let's take a moment to just breathe in, taking a conscious breath together. And as we release, let's begin. Om Amidewa Ze. 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 With a smile. Om Amidewa Ze. Om Amidewa Ze. Once more. Om Amidewa Ze.
Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we practice Western Buddhism, a blend of Eastern philosophy and Western psychology. This new and exciting form of spirituality is dynamic, inclusive, active, and focuses on core Buddhist insights, as well as mindfulness, meditation, and their practical application in our daily life. Our goal here isn't to get everyone to agree on one lineage or philosophy. Rather, it's on cultivating a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. Whether we are chanting, meditating, or sharing from the heart, we respect that you will participate only at the level that feels comfortable for you. We take refuge in the three jewels and acknowledge these core values as expressions of the awakened mind: the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We value awareness of our own Buddha nature as well as the Buddha nature of all beings, allowing a new perspective of this and every precious moment. The second jewel is the Dharma, the truth teachings that release us from fear and delusion and help us to realize the true nature of who we are. And Sangha, our spiritual community, an essential part of growth where we practice the teachings together and support each other along every step of the path. Let's just take a moment now to silence any electronic devices and to prepare a meditative environment. And we will recite the prayer of refuge. We will recite this together 3 times in honor of the 3 jewels. Together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened, through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened, through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened, through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. As we prepare now to enter a time of meditation, if you have an extensive practice, then I invite you to practice in a way that's fitting for you this morning. If you're new to meditation, we'll begin with an opening dedication. We will sound the bell 3 times. There will be a brief guided meditation, and then we'll spend approximately 12 to 15 minutes in noble silence. Let's begin with a conscious breath together. Body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness. I send my heart with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness, transcend the path of anxiety and sorrow, and realize the true nature of who they are.
And so as the sound of the bell recedes, guiding us, showing us the way into stillness, if you need to take another conscious breath or two, or perhaps adjust your posture, whatever is necessary to partner with the body to find a new level of gentleness and ease within the form, to enhance a sense of spaciousness, lightness. And as the breath settles in now to its natural flow, its natural rhythm, we can bring our attention to the body once more, making sure that there are no points of tension or contraction, remembering to relax the forehead, unfurrow the eyebrows, let the jaw be loose and easy, the shoulders drop, and the belly softens and releases. Gentle, light, spacious is the form. And so as we connect or stay connected with the breath by having our awareness on the rise and fall of the tummy naturally with each in-breath and out-breath, and the body is light and easy, we can bring our awareness now to awareness itself. Noticing when the mind becomes distracted by a sound, perhaps in the room or out in the hallway. Noticing when the mind becomes distracted by a sensation, like the feeling of hot or cold on the skin, or a tummy rumble, or an itch. And noticing when the mind becomes distracted by a thought or a string of thoughts. Or perhaps it's a feeling or an emotion. All these things, they just come and go. Our practice is cultivating an understanding of what it is they come and go within. Our practice is to cultivate the knower, not the things that are known. Bringing a subtle awareness to the context of our lives, not the content. And so, connected to the breath, the body is light and easy. The mind is clear, yet receptive to whatever might arise, and the heart is open. We can formally begin our time by going more deeply into our meditation. I close my eyes and I see clearly. I stop trying to listen and I hear truth. I seek no contact and find union. I am silent, yet my heart sings. I am still and move forward. I am gentle and need no strength. Returning again and again to the breath. Returning again and again home. And so I invite you to remain in a meditative state, connected with the breath. The body is easy and light. And I invite you to bring your awareness now to the sense door of sound, noticing the sound of my voice or the sound of movement in the room. And as you become aware of the sense door of sound, can you keep a small amount of your awareness on that deep, still silence within? That silence within that is not dependent on external circumstances. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of touch as you notice the feeling of your clothing upon your skin, or the feeling of the chair or the cushion beneath you. And as you become aware of matter, material, form, at the same time, can you keep a small amount of your awareness on that which is formless? In other words, can you be aware of awareness itself? Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of sight as you slowly begin to open your eyes, not focusing hard on anything, just kind of keeping a peripheral, panoramic view of the space itself. And as you become aware of walls and colors and shapes and people and things and stuff, can you also keep a small amount of your awareness on the space around them, as if you were looking at a negative photograph? And can you sense the space in this room? Can you sense for a moment the space outside the building? You were just out there about 30 minutes ago coming in this way. Can you sense that? And can you sense or even know on some level the space around our planet, knowing that our planet is is rotating thousands of miles an hour and is also orbiting around the sun at a fantastic speed. And our solar system is a part of a galaxy that's also rotating, and the entire thing at the same time is moving through the universe. We have never been in the same space for more than an instant. And next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the breath as we take a conscious breath together, holding for a moment and releasing slowly. And as you release, be present in the here, in the now, in this time, and in this place. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Allison, for my picture. All right. Well, as we transition from meditation into the Dharma talk, you can stretch and move if you need to, adjust your posture. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm very excited to be here talking with you guys today. Much has happened in our week since last Sunday. And so our talk today, Our Life is Our Practice, I almost entitled it, Your Tax Dollars at Work, because I'm going to talk about my trip to Washington, D.C. and being there in D.C. This past week. And so I want to thank everyone for your beautiful emails and text messages and general well wishes as I set off early this week to represent Western Buddhism, Temple Buddhist Center, and our little Sangha at the Department of Health and Human Services Conference in Washington, D.C. And the conference was on the intersection of mental health and spirituality. And I can tell you, it was simply amazing. It was fantastic. I was quite moved by the gravity of meeting so many fascinating, interesting people from all over the United States. I even got to meet some White House staff. And I'm not sure if they were welcoming me or monitoring me, because I was the only Buddhist there, which I also found to be a little bit surprising. But it was palpable to be in a room with so many learned and wise individuals. There were more degrees there than any thermometer you could ever find. And although I was the only Buddhist there, I was well received. And I was surrounded by pastors and imams, bishops, rabbis, deacons. And at the roll call, there were hallelujahs and praise Allah, Kol Hamashima, and Word of God, and one, Go Chiefs. You can probably imagine who that was. I'm just kidding you. But when I did say present, I meant it literally and cognitively. So the conference was broken into 2 days, and my primary function was to provide input as part of about an 18-member cadre working to identify key models and resources that will improve access to mental health through faith communities. We were provided with just an intense and an amazing amount of data and calculations and numbers and statistics, quite overwhelming for myself. I'm not much of a numbers person myself, but I did find it very, very interesting. And what a lot of the data showed was that faith communities, spiritual communities, are genuinely the number one primary point of access for mental health for the entire country. Of course, people will seek out mental health professionals, but there are parts of the country where there aren't even mental health professionals, some rural areas. And so that becomes the faith community. And the faith communities, especially when you look at, for example, Buddhism, have been working with mental health in various degrees for millennia. So this was very important. This is why there were so many of these spiritual leaders mixed in amongst many incredible therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists and authors. So it was really an amazing experience, as I was saying before. So the second day was a public forum. And I know that some of you attended because we put out the link. And so the public forum was viewed all around the world and physically attended by spiritual leaders from all over the country. I'd say there was probably easily about 150 to 200 in attendance at the public forum. And I made many wonderful contacts and was exposed to a trove of resources for small spiritual communities. I shared many meals and many ways to give thanks. And so that is, of course, what led to the Dharma talk for today. And I thought I picked up my Dharma talk, but apparently I picked up something else that maybe I don't know if I'm supposed to have this or not. Thank you, Allison, for creating my prop for me. So this experience of being around so many brand new new friends and new individuals, new ideas, new ways of thinking. Of course, I've never been to DC, so even the geographic location, all of that was also very, very new. Certainly can provide a practitioner with stark contrast in many ways, many ways. And so I was aware that this probably was going to be the situation, and so was spending much of my meditation in simple preparation for all of these new experiences. And so how do we see oneness in this new situation? By going within. Even though the outer circumstances are constantly changing, our practice never changes. And so we can begin with the simple perception that I was outside of my ordinary life, right? That outside of my comfort zone, as people like to say. So my morning meditation led me to equanimity. Equanimity practice helped me to stay grounded and see through the attachment to what we might call ordinary, average, daily, mundane kinds of things, and how that is really actually a reference to the past. So that's how we get caught up in the past. Oh, every day of my life is kind of like this, all my routines, and then all of a sudden, all that's gone. And so this reference to the past sets us up for the term ordinary. Ordinary sets us up for things that are all of a sudden not ordinary. It's kind of like when we say that something's beautiful, we set up ugly. When we set up something that's good, we set up bad. So our practice is to notice how the mind works this way, how our mind pigeonholes and categorizes and labels and puts things in a box and sets them on a shelf. And then all of a sudden, when there is something that is different, we reference the past and now everything's different. And then of course, oftentimes will show up things like fear, anxiety, because this is not the normal, this is not the ordinary. So my morning meditation helped me to practice equanimity and see how I had already set all of that up. So from there, as I was noticing how I had set up ordinary and not ordinary, I began to see that there were simply causes and conditions changing moment by moment. I'm in Kansas City, I'm in DC. I'm in my house, I'm in a hotel. Just the change, it's just change. Careful not to label and judge it. Because in the same way, there is no divine intervention or divine favor, because see, then we start setting up a debate in which divinity are we trying to please or blame, right? And then the seeds of divisiveness get sown, because again, I was surrounded by all these fascinating and new people with very different ideas. Meditation also provided a resolve to practice samavaka, as the Buddha called it, or wise speech. Now, how do I do that in this new surrounding, so to speak, around all these people who maybe don't practice the way I practice? The answer is to bring a laser-focused awareness first to the sensing, feeling nature of the moment, then to the true intention behind every thought, word, and deed. Right before the service, John and I were having a discussion about how intention illuminates the journey. I like that, John. And so this laser focus on my inner landscape helped me to sense and feel, to find the root of what thought, word, or deed may be preparing to manifest itself. And so in that moment, I would refrain from talking at all, or I would speak once the way was clear and pure and from the heart. This sometimes meant praying with others over a meal. We would take hands and we would pray. And they would end with whatever traditional ending they would have. And I would even say amen. Some folks might raise an eyebrow at this behavior, thinking perhaps this was an a moment to try to appease or placate those around me. But it's not. It could be, if that were my intention. Intention illuminates the entire journey. But my intention was not to appease or placate. My intention in being there present with them, in participating in what they were experiencing, my intention was to genuinely take joy in their reverence. This is oneness. We are not separate. The words are different. The meanings to some words may be different. But for me, it was oneness, to take joy in their reverence. Few people asked me questions. I could tell folks weren't quite comfortable with what to ask or how to approach me. So few people asked questions. But many wanted me to know how God had blessed them, or how Jesus was suffering with them, or how God had a plan. The practice of mudita, which is one of the 4 faces of the heart in our practice, in the Buddhist practice, the practice of mudita allowed me to share in their joy. Instead of needing to disagree, provide a counterpoint, or provide some, in Buddhism, this is what we say. No, I didn't have to do any of that. But don't think for a moment those feelings didn't arise. The feelings and the thoughts did. And there was a little second of hesitance, because there was a part of me is like, wait, should I do that? What? I was there. But then I dropped out of my head and into my heart, and there was the joy in sharing their reverence with them. Instead of finding some divisiveness. For if these thoughts brought them joy, then I am there to bear witness. And in the same way, if any thoughts brought them suffering, I am also there to bear witness. Presence does the work, dropping out of the head and into the heart. Our practice has to do with turning inward rather than outward. Understanding and purifying oneself rather than cultivating a relationship with an other, with a capital O, whatever that might be. Meditation and self-discipline rather than prayer and ritual. Again, none of these things are good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just that our practice is about continuing to monitor and be present with where our thoughts, words, and deeds come from. For at any time were I to say or do anything that is divisive, I am sowing the seeds of division. I am creating separation. And so our approach is organic. It is a spirituality that grows from lived experience rather than being imported from beyond this world. One of my teachers likes to tell the story about a young monk who came to the master, and he exclaimed very excitedly how one of the monks of the monastery just left because he found God at a revival. And the master looked at him and smiled and said, he might be right. Our direct experience. The Buddha did not proselytize, did not elevate anyone, did not look down on anyone, always met people where they are at. And he said, do not worship me. I'm just a guy that woke up, and you can do it too. Here's how. So take the teachings, practice, work with it. If you find value, if you find happiness and joy, then yay. Many folks that come to Temple Buddhist Center are people of faith, all kinds of faith, because Buddhism does not interfere. You can be a person of faith, have a faith, and still be a practicing Buddhist. They're not exclusive. So you see, our practice remains to be about our direct experience. This is how our life is our practice. Each and every moment is rich with opportunities to awaken. Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh says that the second coming of Christ is not another person showing up on this planet. It is the flowering of the teachings in every heart of every being. When we are aware of the subtle bias, the subtle prejudice, the subtle judgments, the subtle need to compare and contrast, when we are aware of it, then we are not caught up in it. You cannot be aware of it and be in it at the same time. This is the path to freedom. This is the path to liberation. And when we are aware of it and not in it, we are able to release and be radically open to all beings in all places, to feel their joy, to be present with their suffering, not needing to fix or repair them, because what we know is that they are not broken. This is simply part of their journey. They are learning. They are growing. They are transforming. To the question, am I my brother's keeper? I am my brother. To the question of life after death, death is an illusion like so much else. To the question of what is God, what is not. To the question of your life, you are the only answer. And to the problems of your life, you are the only solution. May the light of your heart shine in glory. May the quiet your mind ever renew. May the Spirit of life be your reverence and illumine all that you do. Thank you.
Let's just take a moment now to embody the teachings before we move into a heart practice meditation. So let's take a conscious breath together. And our heart practice today is a metta or loving kindness meditation. So some people like to create an outward gesture, perhaps putting one or both hands over the heart, or create the Anjali Mudra, or you can simply just place your hands on your lap with your palms up in an outward gesture. And as we begin, let's just take another conscious breath. And as you release that breath, bring to mind a full body image of you. And holding this image in your mind, silently repeat to yourself these following phrases. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be well in body and mind. And may I be at ease and happy. And a conscious breath. And as you release that breath, bring to mind the image of a friend or a loved one. And holding this image in your mind, send this person loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. And a conscious breath. And as you release that breath, bring to mind the image of an acquaintance or someone you don't know that well. Could be a stranger, could be someone you passed on the street or clerk at the store. And holding this person in your mind, let's send them metta. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. And a conscious breath together. And as you release that breath, bring to mind the image of a difficult person in your life. It could be a family member, a coworker, a boss, political figure. And recognizing that even the most difficult people are still worthy of loving kindness, let's send this person metta. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. And a conscious breath. And as you release that image, bring to mind the whole world, all the plants and the animals. And don't forget to include yourself as part of the world. And holding this image in your mind, may we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be safe from inner and outer dangers. May we all be well in body and mind. And may we all be at ease and happy. And one more conscious breath together. And as you release that breath, open your eyes and smile. In the true spirit of dana, the Buddhist practice of generosity, temple services are given freely. In the same way, if you choose to give, please give with a generous heart, meaning not in return for anything that you've received, but so that others who may seek refuge may find it here in this temple. Dana boxes are located at the back of the meditation hall and up on the upper level near the door. Thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers, and thank you to our TBC ambassadors, those who have committed to regular electronic donations. It's not about the amount, it's just that the monthly giving helps us to set a budget here at TBC. If you'd like to become an ambassador, you can just point your camera at the QR code on the cards in the seat backs in front of you, or come by our website at templebuddhistcenter.com. Thank you to Victor for sharing your wisdom with us. And thank you to Christine for your beautiful music. And thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your heart, your practice, and your time with us this morning. We certainly are the better for it. And in just a moment, we'll put the bodhicitta dedication up on the screen. We'll recite that one time together, and that will formally conclude our service for today. And if you can stick around for just a couple of minutes after that, Victor has some announcements. So, the bodhicitta dedication together. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. And with our hands together in front of our hearts, let us go forth from this place, entering each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. And as we open our hands, open our eyes, shine our light into the world, namaste.
Thank you so much, everyone. A few quick reminders and a couple special announcements, too. Just reminders that we have delicious crumble cookies downstairs. Thank you, Carrie. And tea and coffee and cookies and fellowship. So please go down. When you go downstairs, please introduce yourself. Say hi to somebody. Also, don't forget our post-service discussion groups. A very important way for Sangha to come together, to talk about the teachings, to share how their experience can shine on the practice and perhaps illuminate our paths as well. So that takes place from 10:15 to 11:15 right down the hallway as you exit the meditation hall doors. Just to your left is the post-service discussion group. And second and fourth Sundays each month now, this is brand new, and we'll be starting today from 11:45 to 12:45 is our new program called Growing Your Practice. And what we discovered was that we have folks who've been practicing for many, many years, and we have a lot of folks who are kind of just starting on their practice. And so we want to try to fill that gap by providing people with an opportunity to learn techniques, methods, and ways to really create a regular, strong, and healthy practice daily, weekly, monthly, talking about different methods that will work for you so that meditation and mindfulness can become a core part of your life. And coming up on September 29th is another full moon celebration at Westwood Park, which is just about 8 blocks west of us on 47th Street. There will be dances of universal peace. We will be building a flower mandala, and there will also be chanting. So I hope you can come. Don't forget to bring a lawn chair, maybe a little extra coat or blanket. You never know what it's going to be like as we move into the fall season here. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter and our volunteer opportunities. Our lending library is right over here. For those of you that might be new, we have lots of wonderful books on the Dharma, on meditation, on mindfulness, on Buddhism. Those of you who have some Dharma books laying around at the house, please bring them on up and let's get it stocked up and filled up for the fall. And thank you so much, Liz. She's probably watching from home, for building our online store. I can see she's been working on it. She's been putting up new pictures of different things that she's filling up our store with. And then I will leave this up there so you can take a picture of different things that are going on throughout the course of the week. Every Sunday at 12:30, we have Buddhism and 12-step recovery. On Thursday nights at 7, Dave facilitates the recovery Dharma. So we have wonderful programs for our recovery community. Lots of new things coming up. We have on first Sundays Interplay, which is a chance for adults to find the joy of spontaneity and play. And on third Sundays, which is next weekend, we have Authentic Relating, which is a class to help adults learn to speak from the heart instead of the head, to explore and experiment with vulnerability in a safe and structured way. And so Brian and Tim do a great job with that. Now, next weekend is the 75th anniversary of Unity Temple on the Plaza. Temple Buddhist Center calls this home. And so there are all kinds of activities and things going on all day Saturday. I think Mr. Stinky Feet is coming. There's going to be children's activities and events. Sunday after the services, I believe there's kind of a luncheon thing and lots more stuff. So there's a little flyer out front on the counter outside the meditation hall. So if you'd like to know more about that, just go to Unity Temple website or pick up one of these brochures. So check out all the fun activities for next weekend, including the Authentic Relating class. So with that, lots of wonderful things going on. TBC is growing. Thank you, everyone, for everything that you do to support our little Sangha. So as you go into your day, I wish you peace and blessings.